What's going on, everyone? So something that I want to talk about is buyouts, right? I think that they are going to be so common in this new CBA. I mean, you're already seeing it. Obviously, the Los Angeles Lakers ended up landing Deandre Ayton off of a buyout. And Lakers might end up landing several more players via buyout. Bradley Beal is a guy that is currently in buyout conversations, right? Nikola Vucevic is a guy that may end up being bought out in another month or so, right? If they can't find a trade for him, which they've been trying to trade him for like a year, so I don't know if they'll be able to. All of a sudden, imagine adding Bradley Beal and Nikola Vucevic to your bench. One of the worst offensive benches in all of basketball last year. Those two guys alone could outscore some starting teams, right? And yes, is Bradley Beal flawed? Sure. Is Nikola Vucevic flawed? Sure. Right? Age, all that, sure. But you're getting them for vet minimums, right? And you just saw the Lakers land Deandre Ayton for it. I think, because again, we're just getting into the new CBA. And this is year 2 for this. In year 1, teams were kind of adjusting, kind of trying to figure some stuff out. But all of a sudden, you're starting to see all these guys and all these conversations about guys being bought out and teams not, extending qualifiers and all this stuff and guys going on the market and doing all this stuff, right? I think that's going to be the new norm. Because, one, you overpay a guy, right? You can either sit on him, especially if it's not working, and kind of mess up your stuff, or you just kind of, bite the bullet one time, wave him out, be done with it, especially if a guy is on a contract year to where it's we just eat it this year and then kind of process through elimination type thing, so on and so forth. And then, get, addition by subtraction type thing and we're good. Right. And, to me, I do think that Lakers, because, people talk, Rob Pelinka, lucked again. Is it luck, or is it just Rob Pelinka continues to remain patient and things are falling into his lap because of his patience? He's being rewarded for his patience. Again, I understand the Luka thing, but us Laker fans were screaming for Rob to do stuff, right? Goes and do Dorian Finney-Smith. That's not enough. You need to do more. What if he did do more? And then you don't have the assets to go get Luka. And then we later find out Lakers could have landed Luka Doncic. What would have everyone have said? Fire Rob Pelinka. He's the worst. He could have gotten Luka Doncic, but instead traded for Nick Claxton, and everyone would have lost their mind, right? And then this offseason, everyone was screaming for the Lakers to go and trade for a center. Trade as soon as free agency. Why? All these other trades are happening. Why aren't the Lakers making a trade? Imagine if Rob Pelinka gave up everything he would have to give up to go get Nick Claxton. And then a week later, we find out that Deandre Ayton would be available for free. He's not coming off the bench for the Lakers, but as the starter, he's coming, right? Everyone would have been furious. Fire Rob. See, look, you overpaid for Nick Claxton. But, it's a catch-22. You can't win no matter what, right? You're damned if you do, damned if you don't. Which is why I want to continue to be patient. Let these things develop. Yeah, we might go get this guy or that guy right now in free agency, or go make a trade for this guy or that guy in free agency. But what happens if some guys end up becoming available, right? Again, Bradley Beal, all of a sudden it's on the market, wants to come to Lakers. But Lakers did a bunch of stuff and now they can't get him. And the guy's a 30-point-a-game scorer 2 years ago. It's like, what are we doing here? Right? Nikola Vucevic. Who would be a better backup than Nikola Vucevic? Look, Nikola Vucevic, his defense, all that stuff, I get it. Who's a better backup? Name me a better backup. Backup. I'm not talking about starter, like a backup than Nikola Vucevic. A guy that was 19-12 or 19-10, shot 40% from three-point range, one of the best rebounders in basketball at the center position, kind of like that poor man Jokic type thing. Right? Tell me somebody that's worse than that. That's better than that. Right? The margin for backup centers is incredibly thin. Right? There is huge disparity in starters, right? Nikola Vucevic, or Nikola Jokic, sorry, all the Nikolas. Even Nikola Jokic compared to a Şengün, right, is otherworldly, right? Houston would sell the farm to go get Nikola Jokic, including Şengün, right? There's that, but centers, when you ever hear anybody's man, rank me your 5 best backup centers, because again, it's very minimal, because they don't play the minutes, they don't play the role, they don't they're limited. right? So imagine if you could get a guy like I mentioned, like a Nikola Vucevic out the bat. It'd be fantastic, right? But these buyouts are probably going to be the new norm. Players getting bought out is probably going to happen more regularly than we know. Because again, it's just, if you're a team, obviously you try to trade this guy and that guy first, right? But you're seeing like the talks with Nikola Vucevic, right? The talk is that they've been trying to trade him for like a year and a half and they've had no success. So it's like, and he wants to go to a contender. He's not getting any younger. He's only getting older, right? Like, I don't think it's necessarily going to be, like Anthony Edwards is going to be bought out where Lakers, like, no, like it's going to be kind of like circumstantial buyouts, right? Like Deandre Ayton was bought out by circumstance, right? Nikola Vucevic, yeah, he's older, right? The teams aren't going to sell the farm to go and acquire him, right? Because there's a lot of questions and concerns. Like Bradley Beal, again, getting bought out by circumstance. Like it's going to be things like that. But there's a lot of those in the league. There's a lot of these like circumstantial potential buyouts in the league. You're going to have teams that end up, making bad contracts. And it's like, do we just bite the bullet? Do we wave and stretch this guy? Or you're going to have other teams in situations like the Milwaukee Bucks, right, where it's like, man, we can wave and stretch this guy and free up enough money to go and get, a Miles Turner. You don't think there's other teams that aren't going to do that and follow suit? It's a copycat league. Of course other teams are going to do that. Like, wait, I can wave and stretch my guy and then free up $20 million off my books to go, drop under the first apron and free up my full mid-level to sign this guy or do whatever. You get my point? Like, that is something that is going to be the norm. And then when that guy gets bought out, teams like the Lakers are going to be able to benefit from it. It's not just the Lakers. This is something that can happen to anybody. But it's a great place to go to if you're bought out and you kind of want a new contract. You kind of want to prove like, hey, that was just circumstantial. Hey, like, I'm a better guy than what they're perceiving me to be. Like, hey, don't let the buyout fool you, right? It's the Lakers. You get the best spotlight. If you contribute to winning, the buzz starts going. I mean, think of all the things that have happened this offseason, and ESPN and all these other sites can't go 5 minutes without talking about the Lakers. There's a million things that have happened. Like Kevin Durant got traded to Houston. Houston might be the best team in basketball next year. And they talked about them for like 5 minutes. And then it was like, LeBron James is headed to the... Why? Because it's the Lakers. It's the Lakers. Right? And Lakers are going to have Luka Doncic for a long time. I don't think he's going anywhere. I think he's signing a new extension. Right? So, like, if you're a team, it's like, dude, I can go to one of the best markets in basketball. Not the best market in basketball. I get to go kind of prove myself on a prove-it deal for a year or two. Like, the Lakers, we've seen the Lakers benefit from the prove-it deals, right? Like, get guys that they probably wouldn't have gotten otherwise. Malik Monk's probably the best example of this. Well, now I could see the Lakers kind of being that team that lands all the buyout guys. You have 3 or 4 guys end up getting bought out. It's like, oh, who are the Lakers going to get in free agency? It's like, let's just wait and see who gets bought out, right? Like, that is something that I think is going to happen. Like, I think that it's going to potentially get to the point where it's like, we have, trade, like, oh, this guy's going to get traded, or who's this free agency, or who's the buyout guy who's the most likely guy to get, here's my 5 guys that I think will be bought out and Lakers will sign type thing, right? Like, that I think is going to be a conversation narrative, because I don't think it's a coincidence that this season, all of a sudden you're seeing all these potential buyouts. All these teams potentially going other things. And again, a lot of them are circumstantial, but there's so many of those in the league. There's so many. Jeremy Grant in a year, right, could be bought out, right? Because Portland's like, hey, we did it with Deandre Ayton. Let's do it with Jeremy Grant. Like, Jeremy Grant's getting older. He wants to go to a contender. Or you get one of these players that are kind of, pushing things, but it's like he's making $30 million. He's just not worth $30 million. Right? So, like, no one's touching him. No one's trading for him. So it's like that team's like, hey, let's just kind of bite the bullet this year. We're not going to be good anyway. Let's just get off of him. Right? I think you could even see things where, like, a team like Brooklyn, who could have a ton of cap space, right? And, team A has this player that they want to get off of. So they pay team B, let's say the Nets, right, to take said player, and then the Nets buy that guy out, right? Rather than what it used to be is like, oh, you trade that guy and then you wait to do the trade or whatever. But now again, usually those guys that you're trying to get off of are on bad contracts, right? Like KCP could, I don't know if Memphis would do that, but example, we'll just use him as an example, right? Could next year, when he's on a contract year, like KCP, like if Memphis is terrible, could KCP be like, dude, I want to go to a contender, right? And it ends up getting bought out, and then the Lakers just bring him back for free, right? Like things like that. Like I wouldn't be shocked if that's the new norm, right? New CBA is going to require teams to get creative. It's going to require teams to kind of bite the bullet on certain things. It's going to cause teams to be a little more reserved on contracts and the way that they go about things and whatnot. Right? Like Lakers that could be another kind of avenue for the Lakers to kind of exploit, take advantage of, put themselves in a great position. But we'll see. Time will tell. But anyways, always, this is a discussion. Pass a question on you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me a lot as we enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe channel, hit that subscribe button, turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one.